Hi everyone, welcome to Math 135, Finite Math. I'm excited to have you in this course, and in this short orientation video, I'm going to introduce myself, give a quick overview of the course, explain how the course is structured in general, and show you how to get started successfully in this course. So my name is Samte, and I will be your instructor in this course. As I already introduced myself on Canvas or Ivy Learn, I originally from Ghana, and my background is in physics. I have a master's degree in physics, and most recently in engineering as well. I work with IU Physics to coordinate the undergraduate physics labs. I enjoy teaching math and physics because I believe it helps students develop logical thinking and problem solving skills, which are important depending on which field you're going into. But everyone does math in some capacity. And as physicists, we also probably need math to understand how matter and energy interact. A little fun fact about me, I enjoy playing soccer. Well, as the rest of the world calls it, football. And so I'm going to enjoy the World Cup as it's being played in the US and Canada and Mexico. I'm rooting for Ghana, although I don't think we're going to get anywhere. At least we can get past the group stages, but we'll see. I sometimes play in a local league in Bloomington, and other times there are pickup games at Coast Farm or at Bucks or Twin Lakes. My favorite soccer team is Liverpool. I also occasionally perform my original songs at Rotary Club conferences and indie, although I haven't done that in a while lately. So that's just a little fun fact about me. Why does finite math matter in general? I believe that it's important because it overall strengthens analytical thinking. It equips students with practical decision-making tools and develops the quantitative literacy that is needed to exceed in modern careers and everyday life. So you see that most of the examples we're going to encounter in this course, especially with the word problems, are more related to practical things. A couple of key topics that we're going to cover each week. So this mostly like the breakdown of what we're going to cover in each module. And by module, I mean what we're going to cover each week. So we'll start by introducing the basic concepts, talking about linear equations, inequalities, graphing. Then we'll talk about matrices, looking at how to complete basic metric operations. We talk about inverse of square matrices, equations, metric equations, and linear equations, systems of linear equations as well. We'll look at linear programming in 2D by looking at the geometric approach, the table method, and then the simplex method as well. And for most of the things we're going to do in this course, it will be helpful if you have a graphing calculator because it makes your life way simpler in terms of computing some of these things. So there are embedded videos in the course that walk through the processes involved in using your graphing calculators. So I will strongly encourage you to get a recommended calculator, which will be the TI-83 or 84, and not anything higher than that because the testing centers are not going to allow you to use any higher graphing calculator. So make sure you familiarize yourself with the recommended ones. We'll also talk about permutations, combinations, probability, sample size, etc. And then finally end with probability distribution, expected values, Markov chains, and then the binomial distributions. And these are concepts or topics that are generally required in this course for you to understand. There are many resources in this course, and I'll go over a couple of them. If you go into the course, you find the getting started and the syllabus, the module breakdown, and those are things that it's important you familiarize yourself with during the first week. So this is how the course works. There will generally be weekly lessons in modules which are structured in formats A and B. So if you take module 1A, for example, it's covering a set of topics. Module 1B is covering a set of topics. And in between that will be your discussions, your homework assignments, and quizzes. We also have two main exams, the midterm and then the final exams. There are review materials that are also available for you. So please check the course syllabus for more details about the breakdown of all these various categories in the course. Communication is very important in this course, so feel free to ask questions when you need help. You can use Canvas inbox or the discussion box to ask your peers as well. So it's not just you trying to figure everything out on your own, but you can also communicate with your peers. And research shows that in some cases, students learn better by having discussions or communicating with their peers. So in addition to the materials and myself as an additional resource, you can also form study groups or interact with your classmates. Now, because this is an online course, there has to be a way where we can communicate with each other. And so one of the ways we can do that is through the discussion posts. So please make sure you're completing that each week. The first one is more of an introduction, and I'm excited to hear about all of you, what you're into, what your backgrounds are, and what your interests are, and overall, if you can share your love for math, or in some cases, your hatred for math, and I can find a way to convince you that math is not that bad. You really just need to put in the time and the effort to understand what you're doing in the course. I quite remember during my high school days, I failed one core math course, but passed an elective math course. And I think I was lazy with the core math course and I wasn't like putting in any effort. And my dad was so mad. He got me a tutor. That being said, I know personally that I wasn't putting in the work and the effort, which is why I did poorly in that math course. And I can tell you, based on my experience teaching this course, that once you complete your homework assignments, your quizzes, you review the materials that I provided for you, those should generally be enough to help you succeed in this course. But of course, it's math, so you need the practice, you need to do more than what you've been given. And in some cases, some students are able to just pick things up once things click for them. In other cases, you just need to practice more. And that is how I've always understood how to do math. By doing more practice, I become more familiar with how to set things up. So even if you change the numbers or the format, I already know how to do it because I've practiced enough. So key thing here is practice, practice, practice. All right, so once you are ready to get started with the course, go ahead and click start here on the course homepage. Familiarize yourself with most of the information on there. Read the course syllabus as well, and then complete your first assignment. It's important you complete an assignment during the first week if you don't want to be dropped from the course, because you automatically be dropped for non-attendance. And non-attendance just means you were in the course for the whole week, you completed no assignments, and so the system would automatically drop you out of the course. And I think that kind of throws off students' flow overall. So please make sure you complete at least one of the assignments in the course so I can grade it and you are not kicked out of the course. So I look forward to having a great semester with you. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns or any questions about the course in general. I should be able to address that. My email and my information is on the course homepage as well. I do look forward to going through the materials in this course with you. I wish you the best, and here's to a great semester.